few weeks ago, I started trying to recreate Hyperlight Drifter's combat system in order to learn a few lessons in game design, and bloody hell it got complicated quickly. So instead I've decided I'm just going to analyse the combat system and why it's just so damn good. Hopefully I'll be able to learn the same lessons as if I'd have recreated it and be able to pinch a few ideas for future games that I'm working on, so here goes. It's clear that sound design was a major focus for this game. Everything from the slash of the sword to each of the unique gunshot sounds to the sound of enemies exploding is unique, follows the same style and has a satisfying crunch to it. I'm no sound expert, so it's a little hard to say why, but every sound paired with each action is just so satisfying. I don't know if it's the way they sound crunchy or how long the sound lasts, or if it's just that they sound unique to any other game out there. Heart Machine's Akash Takar talks about how he used a 1950s wire recorder, modified stethoscopes and more to get these unique sounds before editing the hell out of them in post. It really does provide unique sounds that I've never heard before in games. Every sound in Hyperlight Drifter is both unique but has a strong emotional impact that builds up as you play the game. This doesn't mean I cry every time I hear a gunshot, but does mean that every time I hear that gunshot, I know exactly what enemy fired it. Every sound is related to something and helps make the player focus or think of a particular action or object. The world isn't cluttered with sounds either. There are times when you are left entirely on your own to the rolling synths of Disaster Piece's soundtrack. But there are also times when those synths are met with fast-paced beats, as well as the grunts, crunches, swishes and slices of enemies around you, and yourself as you slash your way through them. There are 4 areas in this game, and each one of those areas has a specific theme. We have the mountains, deep forests, desert, and the waterfalls. Each of these areas also has multiple different enemies. There are 20 in total, plus a whopping 11 bosses that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to spoil them. And guess what? Each and every one of these enemies is completely unique and has their own challenges to overcome. The enemy design in this game is outstanding. Some slash, some dash, some shoot, and some throw explosives. I know that didn't rhyme again. But they all look distinct, sound distinct, and act distinct. It's a great mix. Sometimes you will be in an area fighting 3 ninja frogs with their jumpy, unpredictable movements, while also trying to fend off a flame-throwing shark thing, while all trying to balance gunshots with sword slashes and keeping up with the constantly changing environments. It's a real thrill and leaves each encounter feeling like a struggle where I have barely made it out alive, and this little sword thrown in the ground animation all the more deserved. Just like how undeserved it is for YouTubers to ask for people to like and subscribe halfway through a video. Even though it gives the creator a nice bit of dopamine and helps grow the channel to wider audiences, I just hate it when they do that. The way ammunition is dealt with in this game is also very good and something I haven't seen before. Slashing enemies or boxes with the sword recharges some of your ammo, forcing the player to balance out their long range with melee. This can lead to situations where you will slash an enemy, notice them about to attack so you dash away and finish them off with a gunshot, maybe even taking out another enemy on the way with one of the many combos you can buy from one of the in-game stores. I gotta be careful, I almost went on a very long tangent about the in-game currency there. But this style of precise button pressing, where even a second of letting your guard down really makes you feel like a Hyperlight Drifter, or some ninja, narrowly avoiding hits and quickly dashing about all over the place. Another interesting design choice that I believe Hyperlight Drifter pulls off is the environment design. Not only is it bloody beautiful, with literally every frame worthy of being in an art gallery or on the front page of r/pixel art, but also how each area feels like an arena and frequently changes shape mid-combat in order to force the player to adapt on the go to each challenge. This works very well as it is always in time with the different waves of enemies and can lead to situations of having several melee enemies in close quarters, followed by a series of ranged enemies at varying distances to take out one by one. It's important for me to also mention the beautiful art of the world, enemies and Drifter himself. All of what I have said would not be relevant at all without each environment, each animation for each enemy, all looking so good. Like an anime. I don't watch anime, so at least what I think what an anime would look like, mixed with a superhero movie and a bit of Karate Kid. The animation is consistently true to the style of the game and pulls all the other game design elements together to create what is one of my favourite gaming experiences of all time. Thank you Heart Machine for creating not only some of the best gameplay I've ever seen, but one of the best games I've ever played. The game is true art that really means something to me and will hold a deep place in my heart forever. I'll try not to make it too obvious when I inevitably pinch a few of these ideas for any projects I'm working on either. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, a subscription would be super appreciated, and if you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments. I've been working on new projects that I actually intend to spend a while working on, and I'm going to start making devlogs more consistently.